Hello everyone, welcome back to Paasolo creation video tutorial. In this video we are going to learn how to design a 9th of encounter flyer in Adobe Photoshop. No design skills required. We are going to start right at the beginning and work ourselves through to the end. So follow me and learn how to create this in Adobe Photoshop. If you want to learn how to create this nice blurry background and apply this text effects, and also at the same time remove background of any image or any picture like this, and how to arrange your pictures, plus how to choose colors for your designs. Without further ado, let's dive into it. So first of all, go to File, under Print, View All Presets, then select A3, and under Orientation select Landscape and click on Create. A new canvas is going to open for you. Then drag from the ruler side to the middle, and you see that Photoshop will intentionally stick it to the middle for you, showing that that is the middle. And if you don't have the rulers and it is not sticking, go to View, and the View, choose Rulers. So you see mine is gone, so just select rulers and you have the rulers. And then go to View again, look for Show and select Smart Guides, and you are going to get this option so that it will stick in the middle for you. Then we are going to divide our canvas into two, my rectangular tool, and I will draw a nice rectangle. And you see that the smart guide help you to stick to the line, and this is where I'm going to leave it. And I'll fill the background with white, and then I'll click on stroke and remove stroke because I don't want to use stroke here. Then from there I'll select the main background and I will apply a light gray color to it. So with the help of my paint bucket tool, I'll just click once on the document and it will fill the background for me. Then I'll click once on this to unlock the background, and I'll select both of them, Ctrl G to group all of them, and I'll name this one as background. So you see, this is my background, and I can choose to lock the background. Alright, then from here I'll go to my source file, and please, I will leave all this source file in the link for you to download, and please watch the end, otherwise you are not going to have access to this resource file. And all the text that I'll be using, I have already typed it here, so I will leave all of them. Here is it. I will leave all of them for you to download, and I will also leave the PSD file in the background for you to enjoy. Then I will move this image into Photoshop, drop it in a different tab, wait for it to load. Then with this image open, with the help of my pen tool, shortcut is P, I will zoom in. And how did I zoom in? Ctrl plus to zoom in, and hold the space bar on your mouse. Then you see that it will turn the pen tool to a hand. Just drag, hold and drag to where you want to start working, and if you want to zoom in more, Ctrl plus to zoom in. Then I will start making a point, so I'll click once at the edge. If you don't like where it first click for you, Ctrl Z to undo, or you can go to edit and you step back pause. Alright, so I will click, hold and drag to make an anchor point. Then I'll click once also at a different point, hold and drag to also make a different anchor point. And please, if you don't know how to do a selection using the pen tool, I have a dedicated video on that, so you can watch that video if you want to master the pen tool well. So I will still continue to zoom in where I can't see it well. Make a point, hold and drag, and you see the selection will be made for you. Click, hold and drag to make a selection. So I'll quickly finish with the rest since I don't want this video to be long. And please see, you see that sometimes I break the handle so that I can start, or I can reset the handle and start working with it again. You see that if I don't break the handle, I can still make the selection like this. I can still make the selection like this, but sometimes you have to come to the handle again and move it to where you want the selection to be actually. So, and to control the handle, hold the and you see that it will change from the pen tool to an arrow type. Then you can move the handle, and if you want to break the handle, just hold the same and click. You see that the arrow type will come, but this time it's small. Click on that and it will break the handle. Alright, so to end, just click once and hold and drag to make your selection. Then if the selection didn't go well and you want to go back to the handle, just hold Ctrl and click on the handle or the point, and it will show the handles for you, and click on Alt so that you can control the handles like this. And if you are done, click on selection at the top and click on OK. So the selection is going to make for you. Ctrl J to make a duplicate, and when you are done, you can now hide the background, and you see that we have made the selection. So I will move it to our work and leave it like this. Alright, then from here I'll add a layer mask to this image, and with the help of my brush tool, shortcut is B, or look through and you see the brush tool here, and you can use the square bracket on the keyboard to increase or decrease the size of the brush, or just right click on the canvas and you will see this option, or you can also click on the top here and it will show it to you, and you can use this one to reduce the size of it. And please make sure you choose a soft round brush and reduce the size, and make sure that hardness is 0. And with this, let's increase it small like this, and let's brush this place, and you see that with your layer mask selected, the layer mask is filled with white, so we have to paint black so that it will hide the white area, which means it is hiding the areas on this document. Alright, so to not make this video long for us, I have already made the selection of all these images, so I'll drag and drop them into Photoshop. Just move them into Photoshop, click on enter till you get all the images in Photoshop. Alright, so you see that we have our images in Photoshop, and I'll start arranging the images like so. So please, if you can't see any of your image, it means it is beneath something, so just take that image on the layers option on your left side and drag that image to the top, and you see that that image will definitely come to the top for you. So I'll rescale this, so you see that this image I made some editing which looks different from this one, so I will show that one to you at the end of the video. And make sure that none of the images is hiding under any of the image, so just drag them up so that it will not be under beneath of any image, like so, like so, like so. So just go through them and make sure that all the images are showing properly as they should. And I can select all of them and bring them in the center like this. Alright, so we have finished arranging the images, so I'll quickly add the informations that is supposed to be on this flyer. So first of all, with my rectangle tool selected, I'll make a rectangle like this, filled with red background, and I'll make sure that I don't have any stroke on it, so I'll turn the stroke fill off and I'll hide this. Then I'll click on the move tool. Alright, and also to make your works very simple for you, select all the images and click on Ctrl J to group them, and I can name this one as images. Even if you turn this one off, you see it turn all of them off just like that. And so alright, so back to our information, I'll go back to my source file and bring in my logo, leave it into the document, and I'll move it on top of this. Then I will rescale it up. Then with my text tool selected, I'll click once on the document. Then I'll go to my text. I'll go to my text file, and please, I have this one also here. All the text is here, so it will be in the description for you. Alright, so with your text open, highlight the church name, then right click, copy, and Ctrl V to paste it, and you are going to have something like this. Then I'll click on Ctrl A and change from white fill to a black fill so that I can see what is going on actually. And Then I'm holding Control to move the text to a different place if you don't like where it's at. Then I'll quickly edit this and come back. Then to change a color of a text, just highlight that part and change it to the color that you wish to change it. Control minus to zoom out, and I'll change it to this color, and I'll increase the text size to maybe 10. Then go to my source file again, copy and paste it, then change the color to red and change from the current text to Tuesday font. And please, to align your text to center, select both by clicking and hold and drag over it. It will select both for you, and click on align center here, and you see that it will align center for you. And please, if you don't know how to download and install fonts in Photoshop, I will leave a link in the description or a link here for you. So click on that, how to download and install fonts in Photoshop. So I'll bring in my next text, Ctrl C to copy, then Ctrl V to paste, change the color to red, and change this one to Agape font, and this one I will increase the size a bit. My next text, Encounter, then I'll paste that one also in, but this time around I will use Tuesday for this one, and I will increase the size. I'm holding the Control so that it will hold everything for me one, and I'm dragging to position it where I want it to be, and I'll click on the mark here or enter to accept changes. Then I will select my 9th of, but you see that when I try to select the 9th of, I can't select that because the encounter is too big and it is covering where it is. So I'll come and select it at the layer side, and with the help of the Control I can drag it to this place. And please, with your encounter selected, Ctrl J to make a copy. Then I'll select the main one, then change the color from red to a deep red like this, and I will move it with the help of my arrow keys on the keyboard. Then I will make another copy. I'll move that one also to create a kind of a shadow effect. Make another copy, do the same thing, make another copy, and do the same thing, and you see that we are creating a 3D type of it. Just simple and easy. This is how simple and easy you can create a 3D style in Photoshop. Just test. So when you are okay, select all of them. So I'll select the first one and move it to the last one. Then I'll hold the shift key on the keyboard, click on the last one, and to select all of them for me. Then I'll click on Ctrl J to group all of them, then Ctrl E to merge all of them. So with the merge layer selected, you can click on the FX and change the color to any color that we want if you don't want the color that we applied earlier. So you can change the color to anything that you wish it to be. So let me keep something like this. Alright, then from there to make a copy of your text or you already have and use the same text or use the same font, just hold the Alt key, and you see that a white arrow joins the black arrow. You see that without holding the Alt, there is no two arrows, but when I hold the Alt, another arrow joins the black one. I'll click, hold and drag to where I want it to be, and I'll change the text from that. Where is it? I'll select that, and you can double click on the T here to select the text for you, and I'll change it to weight. I will scale up my text. But if you don't have the handles that I have here, don't worry, just go to edit and select transform, free transform, and with the free transform selected, you get the edges. And please look at the shortcut for the free transform. It is Ctrl T, and I will be using that one a lot. So please, if you see me rescaling something without telling anything, make sure that you click on the Ctrl T or go to the edit and select free transform. Alright, then I'll bring in the name. So I will select, you can also right click on the text and select the one that you want to select. and with the help of Control Alt, I'll make a duplicate. So when I try to make a duplicate, then I'll hold the Control so that it will copy the exact thing and it will not copy the encounter for me. Then I will change this text. So let me go to my document and bring in the name, double click on it, Ctrl A to select or Ctrl V to paste. Then I'll change this one to black. Make sure it is selected and change it to black like this, and so then from here we are almost done with our text here. So I will select both of the text that we did here and group all of them so that it will be one, and I'll try to center it. Make sure when you are trying to move it, the group is selected and you can group it. I can see I don't have this one with it, and please, I wish to change this one to all caps, but you see I type it in small case and uppercase. So to quickly do that, with it selected, with your character tool also open, just go to window, or if you don't have the character tool, select character and you have this one here, and I'll click on the double T here, and you see it will just quickly change it to all caps for me. Then with my rectangle selected, I'll make a rectangle like this, give it a red fill like this, and I will remove the stroke because I don't want the stroke. Go to window, select properties, and you will see that the property sheet will open for you. Then if I try to drag this one in, you see that it is trying to make all the edges curve for me, but I don't want it to apply to all of them. So I will click on this, the link together corner radius, that it doesn't link all the corners. I can only apply it to a certain corner, not all of the corners. So I want this corner to be affected, so I just drag that place in, and I would also like to bend this one small and this one so a little like this. Then from there, Ctrl J to make a copy, and I'll move the one beneath down like this, and I'll change the color to a deep black like this, and with that selected, I will rotate it to something like this, and with the help of my move tool on the keyboard, I will position it how I want. So with that, I'll quickly add my theme, copy and paste it into Photoshop just like this, and I'll break it down with the help of the enter. And you see somebody will be wondering how I was able to move the text down since it wasn't centered or it wasn't properly arranged. Just open your character tool and you will see this leading. So when you try to increase the leading, you see that it is opening up the text. When you close it, it will be closing the text. And I want to increase the size of this one to maybe 30. Just type it and click on enter. And I want to reduce the spacing between this, the tracking between the text. So I'll reduce the tracking from 100 to maybe 50, so that I'm trying to let it get in the same point, or let it be centered with this one. I have reduced the tracking of this text to 0, but you see still there are some space, so I'll increase this one to make sure all of them is selected, and I'll increase to maybe 37, and you see 37 works fine. Then Ctrl A to select all and change the color to white. Alright, so when you are done, click on enter to accept changes. Then at my shape side, I will select the ellipse tool, which means the circle, and draw an ellipse filled with white color to make it look like it is hanging. Alright, then I will select that, but when you are selecting that, make sure everything is included. Then I will click on Ctrl J to group all of them, and I will move that one also at the top a little. Then I will make a copy of the width, I'll make a copy of the present and change it to scene. And with that one too, I will rotate it, so Ctrl T for free transform. Then you see that when I bring the mouse to a certain place like that, you see a change from something like this to a curved way, so I can rotate it any place I want like this, and I will position it here. Alright, so we are almost done. I'll quickly add the date, time and location so that this video won't be long. I'll quickly add this location vectors. So this one is calendar. You see that all of them is together. So what I can do is, with my rectangular marquee tool selected, I'll make a selection of this one, Ctrl J to make a copy, then still select the time, location, and select the next one, Ctrl J to make a copy. Then I'll still select it and make a copy around the last one. Then when I'm done, I will turn off the visibility of the first one, and I'll move this one to the location area. So this one is showing location, this one is showing calendar, and this one too is showing time. Then alright, so this is how you can apply this text effect, but it seems this one is not looking very nice to me, so I'll change the color to something like this, like a shade type. Alright, so you see present, let me arrange it well. Alright, so you see that we are finished with the other part, so we are going to learn how to apply that blurry background to it. So go to your source file, then I'll drag and drop the background one to Photoshop. Then I will move it all the way to the down, and I will leave it here. Then I will unlock the background, open the background, and I will add it to the background. Then I will right click over it and rasterize the layer. Then I'll also right click over it and create a clipping mask so that it will be masked to the rectangle that we draw at the beginning or at the start of the video. You see that without the rectangle you can't see it, with the rectangle you can see it. Then I'll go to edit, free transform, then I will scale this image all the way up like this. Then I'll hit on enter to accept changes. Then I'll go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and then I will blur it to an area that I want it to be. So I'll continue to blur it. You see, let's try 100 and see. So let's leave it like 100 works fine. So you see that this is how you can blur your background. Simple and easy, very well. Then I will try to bring in more of the light, move it to this place a little to get the second light. Alright, so you see that this is how simply you can add your background. You can add a background to your design. Then I'll go to my source file and add the sponsors of this program. So I'll quickly add the names of all these people and we end the video. Alright, so this is how quickly you can add the names of all the people. And please, one more last thing, how to edit your image so that it will look raw. So we will go to filter, then choose camera raw, and with your space bar tap you can toggle to where you want to actually see. So we want to focus on the face. We will start toggling through this areas. So I'll quickly, alright, so we will toggle with the temperature and +1 of the thing. Then we will toggle with the exposure a little, so let's reduce the exposure. And the contrast, we can toggle with the contrast, we don't want too much contrast. And let's see the highlight to the highlight is okay. So actually just go through and see what works best for you. So let's reduce the shadows and the white too, so that the picture can be seen raw. And let's increase the blacks so that the hair will look like a little dark, and the beards, those places will look like a little dark. And the texture of the skin, let's make it a little smoother by going to the left side of the slider, and let's increase the slider of the clarity. Okay, let's leave it where it was before, and let's toggle with the vibrance to add more color to the image. And you can also come to the details, reduce the noise in the face, and you can also sharpen your image. And the color mixture too, you can toggle with the reds if you don't like what you see. The yellows, you can add more colors to it. And you can come to the at first I was at the luminance, so you can come to the hue and add more colors to that, to your preference. So you can go through all this and you will get your desired option. So when you are done, just click on OK, and you see that this was before, and let's see the after. Wait for it to load. Boom, so you see the after. So before, after. So please, you can now testify how very important camera raw is also. And from there too, you can add levels, Control L to add levels to your image. So the levels actually increase the blacks if you increase the slider here, and this one also add more light to it, so it will change its state a little. So let's see before, after, before, after. So you see that it has now changed the position, so you can continue to edit your image to your preference. You can also click on Ctrl B to toggle with the color balance so that you get balance in the color, and click on OK also when you are satisfied with it. So when you are done with your design, you have to save it. So for you to save your design, simply go to File and click on Save, and it will come blah 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 blah. You name your file and click and choose the location that you want to save your file, and voila, that's it. So it will come like save as. Then please you choose the location. Maybe in case you want to save it at desktop, click on desktop here, and at the file name just type maybe church flyer. You can also save it as a PDF format. Here is it, Photoshop PDF. You can save it as that. You can save it as that, and voila, you are done. So I will save it as TIFF and click on save. So please, thank you very much for watching the video from beginning to ending of this video. Please, I will leave all these images and the text, everything in the source file for you to download. Please check the source file. I will name it download the PSD for free and download the source file. So it will be a two different link. That one will lead you to download the PSD file for free, and another one will lead you to all the source file if you want to restart designing yourself. And please you can also call me. I will leave my number in the description below, or you can email me. I will leave my email in the description below if you want to order a design, anything of such nature. If you want me to design something for you, you can hit me up on my number that I will leave in the description below, or my email, my WhatsApp number actually. So please, this is the end of the video. Until next time, bye for now. And please look at your screen, the two videos we've picked for you to enjoy next. Bye for now.